Everybody, week 5, we're getting near the end, which is really nice. And the end couldn't come quickly enough, right? With everything else that's going on in our lives, everything else is going on in the world. Boy, do we need a bit of a break. I get it. I'm the same way. Every day brings us a little closer to the end of the term. What's nice is that every day brings us a little closer to the end of this calamity that we're all dealing with, this coronavirus pandemic. We don't know what next week holds. We don't know what 3 weeks or 3 months from now holds, but we know that every day brings us closer to the end. We know, like for instance in my state of New York, where we're going to hit a peak number of cases probably in the next 10 days to 14 days, we know that every day brings us closer. It's going to be a hard slog. It's going to be scary. There's going to be a lot of bad stuff in the news, no question about it. But every day brings us closer. So I think it's important that you're in school right now. I really mean that. Because you're doing something for your future. You're doing something in this time of economic unrest and concern that is better preparing you for what comes next. That is a good thing. But I think it's also instructive what we're doing, going through all of this, these difficulties, because you have to take your coursework one day at a time, right? Day by day, week by week. So just like you do your coursework, you're living your lives. And so I think, in a sense, it's instructive, it's helpful that we're going through this because you're forced to take it one day at a time. We will get through it. You will end your term. You will graduate. Your life will be better than it is now. It's going to take some time, though. So, what are we doing? What are we getting into? Week 5, I mean. Microsoft Excel. All right, of the Microsoft Office products, Microsoft Excel is probably the one that concerns students the most. I always have students who will say, oh boy, I love Microsoft Excel. I use it all the time. Great. But more than that, I have students who say, I don't really know what this whole thing is. There's like a lot of numbers and boxes and formulas and crazy nuts stuff like that, right? Yeah, it can seem that way, but it's actually quite user friendly. You just need some time to kind of play with it. So this week and a little bit next week, we're going to be doing Microsoft Excel. And by the end of it, you're going to say, oh, wow, I can actually get some stuff done there. That's pretty cool. So we're going to be using Microsoft Excel. You're going to be learning about that. You're going to be talking about that in the discussion board this week. The lecture notes are full of it. Great stuff there. We're also doing something called the Graphic Literacy Assessment. So you probably know about this ACT assessment. This is kind of a career readiness certification that you're going to qualify for once you graduate. And you take different pieces of it in different classes. I think a math class, some of the social classes, and then INFT is another one of them. And we're going to take one of the information literacy pieces called the graphic literacy piece. Information literacy is my area of specialty. That's what I'm trained in. There's lots of different elements of it. Computer literacy, the course you're in, is part of information literacy. And there's also other things. Graphic literacy is usually a sub-element as well. And this is your ability to be able to read charts and graphs effectively. So you're going to be doing this test. Now, this test is very hard. The expectation is most people fail, but it is not counted. It does not count towards your overall grade, so you don't need to worry. This is toward a certification in something else. So you're going to take this test, it's 38 questions. It's a bit of a struggle. The level of questions are everything from high school equivalency stuff to doctoral level. So you're not going to get them all right. That's okay. The goal is to get you to be challenged to think about how you read charts and graphs. And then what you're going to do is once you're done with that, there's going to be a reflection on which you discuss why does it matter? Okay, why do I need to know about analyzing information from charts and graphs? How do I synthesize information from two charts into one? And why would I need to know how to do that on the job? Hint, hint, all of you are going to do that at some point on the job. And chances are you do it already now without even thinking about it. So those are the two assignments this week. It's going to be the graphic literacy assessment and the graphic literacy reflection. And on top of that, don't forget the discussion board. I see a lot of really good work this week, this term so far, folks. You've done a lot of really good work. I know some of you have struggled, but those of you who are struggling are really working hard to get back, kind of right the ship, if you will, and get back into it. And that's really great to see. It's very impressive, especially with all the things going on, all the things that are occupying our attention and that are causing great strain and anxiety in all of us. And I use us because it's me as well. I like seeing the fact that you're pushing yourself and you're really challenging yourself to get something of value out of this class. That is impressive. And I'll be totally honest, folks. It says something about your character that you can do that. It says that you're a person of high character who's willing to suffer and struggle and bite and scratch and tear to get this degree done. That is impressive. It really is, especially with everything going on all around us. So I want to encourage you with that. I think that what I'm seeing is really good work. I'm proud to be your teacher, and I want to help you in whatever way I can. So if anything comes up, any questions, concerns, anxieties, anything like that, please, please, please let me know. Thanks, folks.